It is Friday, November 3rd, 2023. I'm Chris Ramo, and welcome back to the New York Times Crossword Daily Solve. It is a Friday crossword today, but I'm getting started fairly late in the day relative to usual. I reconfigured the room in which I record these videos. You may be able to see that this is a different recording angle based on the backdrop behind me. And as a result, I had to reconnect all of the bits of the recording setup. And for whatever reason, as is so often the case, even though everything should have been basically the same under the hood, nothing worked properly, including even the New York Times website, of all things, which refused to log me in for some reason for quite a long time until I flushed everything and restarted enough times. Anyway, I'm back here. The point being, I have less time to solve than I ordinarily would, which I suppose I'm not doing myself any favors in that regard by giving you all this explanation. But in any case, if I seem as though I'm slightly time pressured, that will be the reason. In any case, this perhaps slightly time pressured edition of the Daily Solve has been brought to us by Emma Smith, Noah Bezanson, Alan Blunder, and, as always, of course, the indomitable Showmaster and the incredible Horan family. So thank you so much to the five of them. They are benefactors of the Daily Solve Patreon campaign. They are, of course, bringing us this series and this channel, keeping it going. I'm very grateful to them for that. So thank you to them. Thank you to everybody who's a patron of the channel. If that includes you, thanks to you as well. And if you'd like it to, you can head over to patreon.com/dailysolve or the link in the description field underneath the video. There you can see all of the bonus videos available to patrons, as well as the Let's Check the Crosses official mug of the channel. And among those bonus videos will soon be this month's bonus video, this month's New York Times monthly bonus crossword, which this month was themed around the unbelievably implausible National Hug a Bear Day, which apparently is celebrated on November 7th. So I suppose I will put that video live on that day to be unusually for the bonus video, live on the actual day being celebrated. Anyway, look forward to that if you're a patron. All right, there's also the Daily Solve Discord chat server. You can join that. I popped in there to see if anybody was complaining about the New York Times site being down. Nobody was, which made me think it's probably my computer's fault, which it was. Anyway, that's a that's a place you can hang out with a nice friendly chat community. There's a link in the description field. And finally, do subscribe to the channel. Consider maybe liking the videos as well if you've been enjoying them. All right, let's get on with it. This is a Friday crossword by the great Robin Weintraub. She is often referred to affectionately as the Queen of the Friday crossword. I really enjoy her puzzles. I know that one of the things I did see in the Discord when I popped in there is that others do as well. I've certainly seen that in there before when she has dropped new puzzles on Fridays in particular, and it was edited, as always, by Will Shorts. Oh, and as to her total count, I think in the range of about 4 dozen puzzles for the New York Times. And yes, edited as always by Will Shorts. So let's start solving, see how I do with this Friday themeless crossword. A bill for expensive clothing, ? So one of the hallmarks of Friday crosswords is that they tend to be punny and misdirecting in a jokey sort of way. That seems evidently true regarding this clue, but I don't exactly see the manner in which that is so. So we'll have to get some crosses to figure it out. Oh no, and my settings have reset. Okay, I desperately need pressing spacebar to toggle between across and down. I suppose if you didn't know that these options are available, this is, I find, a very useful set of configurations. So the gear option takes you to the puzzle settings. I really like spacebar to toggle between across and down. I find that incredibly useful. I don't like needing to use the mouse when solving the crossword, and anything that can give me more control with the keyboard is appreciated. So there we go. Bill for expensive clothing, and then down we have giant blank, soft sculpture of a sandwich at the Whitney Museum. Oh, I don't know. I mean, the Whitney Museum is in New York. I've been there a few times. I may well have seen this. I don't remember. But in 3 letters, if it's a sandwich, it could be giant BLT, or giant sub, maybe, actually. Giant sub is maybe sounds more plausible, but I don't actually know. Oops, let's keep going. Go back and forth, say. Hem and haw, dither, sway, Sway's 4 letters that actually could fit. Cheeky attire. Once again, question mark, clearly some misdirection or punning here. Lose oomph. Lose oomph could be to wane. And chances follow, or chances are, you could say. And you betcha. So that makes me think Sway is correct. You betcha. Yeah, something? Not sure. But let's put Sway in there. Get in position. Question mark again. Boy, the percentage of question mark clues here is even perhaps higher than normal for a Friday. Farm youth. Farm youth. A calf, maybe? A young, or a foal, actually? I suppose it could equally be either of those. What an extended thumb and pinky by your face might mean. A phone? I'm on the phone? What an extended thumb and pinky by your phone might mean. Call me? Call me. Yeah, you could see somebody across the room and sort of do this to indicate call me. That's very good. This is a very quirky puzzle already. Farm youth. Oh, right. Okay. And maybe it is a calf. Sound of a bow shooting an arrow. I don't know, actually. I kind of want it to be a T with a TH, to be a sort of thwap or a thwack or a thump. Maybe not a thump, but a sort of... Is there any way this could be a W? Reincarnated one? No, I don't think so. Oh, but this could be a colt, actually. So a foal, calf, or a colt would be another farm youth. So what about this? Likely candidate for a breakdown. I don't know. Let's see. What about this? Doggedly determined on something. Once again, something happens once again. It happens anew. Twin. Oh, twang. Oh, I was actually on the wrong track, but it did start with T. Well, that was incredibly lucky and not really deserved that I got that T, because it wasn't what I had in mind, but it worked out for me. So a reincarnated one maybe then is... Wow, I don't feel as though I'm really on this puzzle's wavelength, but I wish I were, because it feels very clever. It feels cleverer than I am, than I feel at the moment. Shades similar to coral. Right, I'm not sure. I mean, obviously some sort of pink. Salmon. Yes, okay, salmon. Likely, which salmon is also, I think, maybe officially considered to be the color of the pages of the Financial Times, the newspaper, and is sometimes referred to, but in shorthand through sort of pink or salmon pages. I don't know why that came to mind. I think because they've been running an ad campaign that I've been hearing where they describe themselves as fearlessly pink, I think. Likely candidate for a breakdown. Oh, a lemon, as in a car, right? So if you buy a car and it's essentially a disaster right off the lot, that means you've bought a lemon. So it may well break down. Reincarnated one, maybe. Lima, as in lima bean? I don't know why that would be right. I don't think it is. Doggedly determined. Oh, sorry. It's lama, as in a priest, Dalai Lama, for instance, being the sort of foremost. So right, okay. So reincarnated, and the Dalai Lama specifically, for instance, is said to be, I don't remember the number of the current one, but the nth reincarnation. Okay, so doggedly determined then would be on a mission, and that is what gave me that A. I wish I had just gotten it on my own, but there we go. Like the light at sundown would be dimming, I suppose. And then if you're in the thick of something, you're amid it. You betcha. Yes, sirree. There we go. There we go. Get in position to... Boy, this puzzle really does feel like it's outsmarting me. I mean, I'll see these answers, and I'll just have one letter left, and I just don't know why... Sorry, I'm just looking down at the keyboard to see if I'm getting any inspiration. Get in position. Why am I not seeing what this is? I can't think what it is. Get in position. I'm really sorry. Okay. Cinderella and Sleeping Beauty for two. Heroines is not long enough. Early home decor. Plugging away. You're plugging away. You're at it. You're working hard, maybe. What a pluviometer measures. Wow, that's interesting. Is it rain? Because pluvio sounds to me like the root for rain, or sometimes even tears in various languages. Not so much English, but I don't know. That I'm just etymologically, I suspect that's what it is. So then, right, okay, so this couldn't be heroines. Cinderella and Sleeping Beauty for two. I'm not sure. I mean, they could be names of something that I just don't even, I'm not even recognizing. Get in position. No, sorry. This is wrong. Lose oomph is wrong. This isn't Wayne, because get in position could be higher, and lose oomph, I guess, could be wilt? Could you what? No, I was going to say while away, but that would be WHILE. I think it must be wilt, but get in position is higher, because to literally get somebody in a position at a job would be to hire them. I really do feel as though this puzzle is always one or two steps ahead of me, and I'm sort of just straining to keep up. So cheeky attire. Oh, shirt. No, shirt something. Cheeky attire. What is that getting at? I thought originally it was something to do with the face, but maybe it's referring to your cheeks, your sort of butt cheeks, maybe sort of. But what would a shirt? Oh no, short. Oh, short shorts. No, oh, sorry. That's what it is. I kept thinking shirt, which was not helpful. It is short. I'm sure this is the answer. Okay, so roles. Cinderella and Sleeping Beauty for two are. I don't know. So I'm not sure what kind of roles they are. Early home decor. Early home decor. Is it something like early as in? Oh, it's early as in early humans. It's cave art, I think. Oh, that's really good. Non-clerical would be laic. So if you're a member of the laity, you're not a member of the clergy. Show that. Oh, I haven't read some of these clues yet. Show that featured the first lesbian kiss on primetime TV, 1991. That's probably too. That's honestly earlier than I would have been watching primetime TV. But I don't know that I might. I don't know. I probably know it at least by name, but I don't know off the top of my head. So let's see if this could be Giant Sub. I don't know if it is. Oh no, I don't think it is, because that doesn't work. So maybe it is BLT, and let's see if that helps. Oh, LA Law. I've never seen an episode of this, but I know it exists. LA Law. I hope that's the answer, but let's see. Resort with a no snowboarders rule. Wow, that's interesting. I mean, it must be a ski resort, otherwise that rule wouldn't be noteworthy. If it were a beach resort, then that would be meaningless. Alta, I think, is a ski resort. I wouldn't have a clue if they have such a rule, but let's see. Bill for expensive clothing. Okay, so I don't know if this is going to help me, but my thought process first was there was someone named Bill who has a clothing line or something, but it could also be to bill somebody, bill as a verb, whereas the surface read of the clue looks like bill is a noun, an expensive bill, but I don't know why I can't see this. Oh, these are title roles. Right. Okay, that's a very clever bit of very light misdirection, because you read this and you think it's going to have something to do with fairy tales or princesses or even cartoon adaptations or something like that. But no, it's simply title roles. It's a very, very simple interpretation of the clue, but the specificity of the clue makes it seem like it'll be something more particular. All right, rescues from a junkyard, say. Salvages, there we go, that's straightforward. Baby cakes, sweetie, so it's simply a term of endearment. Okay, well, these were fairly straightforward answers. So, bill for expensive clothing, Blass. I don't recognize this at all. I have to assume this is a name, Bill Blass, but I don't recognize it. I think my crosses are correct. We'll have to keep going for now and come back to it if it's wrong. If the puzzle doesn't validate, I'll remember. Plot lines for many early Marvel films. Something series? No, that doesn't. Well, I guess it could be something series. Plot lines from any early Marvel films? I don't know. Origin stories. Right. Okay, that makes sense. That the early films would have been about origin stories of various superheroes. Okay. Divination observation could be an omen. You could divine somebody's, fate or something, and you could interpret an omen. Protagonist of Pixar's Your Friend the Rat. Is it Remy? What is Your Friend the Rat? Is that a short film or something? I mean, Remy is the protagonist of the film Ratatouille. I don't think I know what this one is, but I assume it's going to be that character. More than a scuffle could be a melee, so a brawl, a sort of combat. And producers of green eggs, but not ham, so emus must produce green eggs. That's interesting. And then that was so fortunate for me. I lucked out. There we go. Which is how I feel solving some of these clues. That I'm sort of lucking out. Where Scrabble was invented, New York City. I didn't know that, but that's an interesting fact. Okay, made a good point. If you honed a blade, perhaps, you made a good point on it, you sharpened it. And sounds amazing, but I really shouldn't. Don't tempt me, I bet. There we go. Nope, don't tempt me. There we go. All right, with maybe some indulgent food or something. I don't know. Sorry, I was going to read this down clue, but I just noticed this across clue that I can answer. A Sacher Torte is a chocolate apricot confection that I believe is associated with the Sacher Cafe in Vienna. All right, book that gets reread from the beginning around autumn. The Torah. It must be the Torah. Jewish Bible. That must be the case. And then weight of valuables could be, a carat. Unit of measurement used, with precious gems and things. Okay, eatery not known for its entrees. Takeaway or something? I'm not quite sure. Not quite sure this is right. I'm trying to think if this has something to do with an entree could be in North American English could refer to a main dish, but it could also refer to sort of entry, and maybe because you're taking away. I don't know. I'm not sure that's right. Also, takeaway is really more of a British English phrase, so I'm not sure about that one. Tip line. Kiss the tip line. Keep the change. There it is. Okay. Sorry, I had to work through some possible. I was thinking sort of kiss the cook for some reason initially, but that wasn't correct. Tip line, keep the change. So you could effectively give somebody a tip by telling them, keep the change from a large bill. Entry not known, by large bill, I mean a large banknote as opposed to a large sort of bill for the meal. Entree not known for, I already looked at this. Eatery not known for its entree. Oh, a tapas bar. There we go. So tapas being sort of Spanish small plates, so not known for its main dishes. Let's see, chairs usually have that. So the chair of a meeting could hold or set the agenda of the meeting. So there we go. This chair, meaning in this case a chairperson, someone chairing the meeting. To give up territory or land, for instance, or a point or an argument would be to cede it. And then if one eludes something, one evades it or dodges. There we go. Okay, philosopher Friedrich Engels, probably best remembered for his collaborations with Karl Marx. And then ingredient in some lip balms. Here we go. The official medicinal plant of the New York Times crossword, the aloe. Relative of an apothegm. An adage? That's interesting. I actually don't think I know this word, apothegm. I'll have to look it up. That's interesting. Presumably something kind of aphoristic in the manner of an adage, but I don't know what distinguishes it, but it says it's a relative of it. So we'll have to find out later. Land vandalized by the Vandals would be Gaul. There we go. Which much of modern-day France. Mideast's Golan Heights is certainly a well-known region. often in the news. And then Residents of the Forest of Fangorn. Oh, this will be Lord of the Rings, so it's Ents the Tree Creatures. There we go. All right, what have we not read yet? I don't think we've actually read any of these across clues over here. Pepper introduced in the 1960s abbreviation. That would be Sergeant Pepper, the titular character in the Beatles album, Sergeant Pepper's Lonely Hearts Club Band, and song of the same name. Who talks on the phone a lot? Not sure about that one. Didn't take a card. I'm not sure if this means in a sort of card game in gambling or something, or if it's maybe didn't take a penalty card. Didn't take a card. Stood? I'm not sure. There's probably some gambling terminology that I just don't know. Let's look at the crosses here. Pirate's Potable. There we go. It would be grog, a rum-based drink. And then pool maker. I don't know. This could also be gambling related. Pool, I don't know, but what else could it be? And here we have who talks on the phone a lot. I'm still not sure about that one. Didn't take a card. Maybe it is stood. Yeah, okay. Pool maker could be tide, as in a whirlpool, maybe. So ocean tides is what that would be. Oh, Siri, the Apple sort of digital assistant who talks on the phone a lot. There we go. That's a very clever clue. Okay, so big house would be, I don't know, actually can't quite see it, but this probably is stood at this point. So does that help me at all? I don't know, for some reason it doesn't. What about this? Barware for making grasshoppers and whiskey sours. What would you need to make a whiskey sour, for instance? Oh, shakers, right? That makes sense actually, because for instance, making a whiskey sour, you'd want to shake the drink rather than stir it because you want to agitate the egg white to foam up. Okay, there we go. Tower of London feature. The Tower of London is surrounded by a moat. You can attend. A thing I did, I don't know, maybe last year was I had never done before was attend the. What is it called? It's the changing of the keys or something like that. I think it's by some measure, and this is of course disputed because there are various countries have various claims to this, but by some measure, I think is claimed to be the oldest ongoing military procedure in the world, which is the sort of guards, the yeoman warders, the beefeaters who guard the Tower of London and sort of exchange the keys at night, and you can I think maybe once a month they open it to the public and you can get tickets, and it's very interesting. All right. Anyway, big house. I don't know why I can't say what that is. Leave sitting in a breeze, say, would be to leave sitting in a breeze, to cool? As in, I suppose if you cool a pie on a windowsill, you're sort of leaving it sitting in a breeze to cool down. Didn't hide one's opinion. You spoke up. You didn't hide your opinion. There we go. Skewer is to stab somebody, I suppose, literally. General recommendation, a battle plan, right. So the recommendation made by a general as opposed to a sort of broad generic recommendation. It is a recommendation by a military general. What's the big fuss? Could be an adieu. And then let's just look at the crosses here. Subject of a first-person narrative, Adam. Right, okay. So being biblically the first human being, the first person. And then after swimwear would be a robe. So you could put on a robe after swimming. There we go. Here we have Blank Valley, San Francisco neighborhood. This would be Noe Valley. It looks like No Valley, but it's pronounced Noe Valley. It's a neighborhood in San Francisco. And that's a fairly obscure clue, I would say, if you don't know San Francisco well. In after being out would be retro. So if something is in, it's fashionable. After having gone out of fashion, it's back in, it's retro. Okay, oh wow, okay, right. State pen. So this is very much a sort of U.S. terminology, I think. So state penitentiary would be the big house, a prison is slang for that. So there we go. And the fact that the clue is a bit of slang. Big house means that the answer will be as well. So pen being short for penitentiary, state pen. All right, Sephora rival. So this is a sort of makeup store, I would think, but I don't think I know this one. Ulta. I don't know. I mean, it looks like it'll probably be Ulta, but I'm not sure. No good conniver. A snake would be a no good conniver. Let's see if that works here. To get into a spot, perhaps. Right, another bit of punniness. To park a vehicle, to get into a parking spot, as opposed to you read the clue and it looks like it's saying get into a spot. It means to get into a bit of trouble, but that's not what it means here. It is to get into a parking spot, and there we go. That was the Friday crossword. So I didn't necessarily do that incredibly quickly, but got through it, and my cursor seems to have disappeared. There we go, it's back. Okay, well, there we go. That was I found that to be an incredibly enjoyable puzzle, in part because I felt on the back foot throughout the entire thing. Started off with something this wasn't so much a case of being foiled by the punniness. I actually sort of inferred what the pun was here. I just didn't know the actual answer, unfortunately. But other than that, in most cases, it was the clever misdirection and punniness that threw me off throughout this puzzle. Even, as I say, in very subtle cases, such as Cinderella and Sleeping Beauty for two. I mean, there really isn't anything deceptive about this, except that I was assuming incorrectly that it would refer to something more specific than, for instance, title roles, which didn't even occur to me. But just some very clever things. Early home decor being cave art, that's incredibly clever. Let's see. And then some more straightforward punniness, like made a good point with honed, and we even have the question mark there to indicate the pun. That one's a bit more straightforward. So we sort of had the whole range here of very simple puns to some very devious misdirection. And I definitely felt I was having to keep up with the puzzle. So very, very classic Robin Weintraub puzzle. I really enjoyed it. I hope you did as well. Let me know in the comments or the Discord server. I'm always curious. And I will be back tomorrow for the Saturday crossword, which hopefully will get started at my more of a normal time with fewer technical delays. And then hopefully I can get back to the clues from the previous day's puzzle. In any case, thank you so much for joining me. Do join me tomorrow for the Saturday Themeless. Until then, please do have an excellent remainder of your Friday. Take care.